Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me here for the Sunday stream. The chat is already full of people. What's up, everybody? Ralph, Tyler, Pete. What's up? How we doing? Everybody's been waiting. Good to see everybody. We have, as you can tell, a lot of mail to get into today. Some books, some gear as well, which we'll talk about. And today has been a fun day. We got the first month of photo assignments for all the channel members over on Discord. Today was the day we all shared our photos from the assignment, and it's been awesome so far, getting to see everybody's work. And it was fun to go out and shoot myself. Not literally, go out and shoot photos myself for the assignment. So it's been a lot of fun. Really having a good time over there. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. We are going to dig in to these boxes, I think, right away, because I did set aside from last week. We talked about Polaroids by Raymond Molinar. That was one of the books that was brought up at the last week stream. So we're going to take a look at that, but we are going to start off with mail that was sent in from some of you here in the chat, as well as just some viewers of the channel in general. So stoked to see what we've got here. yeah, good call, Pete. I need to watch what I say. I'm on YouTube parole after the Ed Templeton book. First things first, actually, we're gonna start with this one right here. So major shout out to Evan Soto. I don't know if Evan will be here for the stream to see this, but Evan, if you do see this, we're going to open up the mail that you sent in because let me grab this here. As we've talked about on stream recently, this little Thypoc Samara lens that I've been trying out. It's a 21 millimeter lens. Oh, am I on? Let me check my settings here for the focus. Whoops, there we go. So Thypoc Samara, or not Samara, sorry, Kasana, I think is how it's pronounced. It's a 21 millimeter f3.5 lens that is M mount, and I was using it on the Z8, but I really wanted to use it on my M6, so Evan, a viewer of the channel, sent this in. It's a Voigtlander 21 millimeter viewfinder that I can mount on my M6 and use this. And I just developed the first 2 rolls from this last night. And I've got to say, using a 21 millimeter is a challenge, but I'm having a lot more fun with it than I expected. So major shout out to Evan for loaning me this while I use this lens. I think I am going to end up picking up one of these myself because I think I'm going to use this 21 millimeter more than I initially thought. Audio is out of sync. Okay, so last week we had that issue. Try refreshing your browser. I shut down OBS and everything last week, and that didn't seem to fix it. But if you're having audio sync issues, try refreshing the stream. Let me know if that solves it for you. If not, we'll keep troubleshooting and figuring it out. But usually that fixes it. So Evan sent over this viewfinder, but he also included this little package inside. And we're going to see what he sent over. Matt, a few things for you in here. So let's see what we've got here. Rad. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm going to read this here. Matt, enjoy the Finder. 21 millimeters is weird but fun. I've been digging your channel and journey for a while now. Happy to help. I threw in a few photos and a zine I'm in the process of tinkering with. The prints span the last 15 years, mostly Tacoma, Washington. Awesome. Rad. It's got his personal information on there, so I'm not going to share that one on there, but super cool. We've got some prints here first. That's rad. It's looks like some fire damage or something there, but there's still this bright color there. That's pretty rad. Volume is a bit soft. Let me see if I can raise that up a little bit. Let me know if this fixes it. dig into these prints here. See the cat up there on top. Evan, if you're seeing this, I'm going to be sending out a little care package for you probably tomorrow to say thanks for loaning me this viewfinder and sending in some mail yourself. That's a really rad photo. I like this one a lot. Got that cover over this car. It almost literally, it's like a camouflage looking cover, and almost blends in right here with these shadows. The clouds back there behind this house. That's rad. Awesome. Let's check out this zine here. Sleep Country USA Volume 1. So, as he mentioned, this is one he's tinkering with, so I don't know if this is finished or available yet, but we're going to get a little early preview here, it looks like. What's up, Greg? Good to see you. How has everyone's week been so far? Wait, I think I skipped one there. There we go. Got all of these different carvings in the trees. That's cool. We were talking in the Discord today about sort of seeing, someone kind of chose for their assignment, if I remember right, was it, I can't remember, I'm blanking. We had so many people sharing their submissions today on the photo assignments, but we were talking about sort of showing natural environments and seeing where people have sort of left their mark, so this is perfectly fitting with that. I like the photos printed on the inside cover as well. I love stuff like that. That's rad. Matthew Young, haven't been able to make it since the switch to Sundays. Glad to be here. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you're here. Major shout out to Evan Soto for not only the loan on the viewfinder for that lens, but also sending in this zine and some prints along with it. Evan, we appreciate it. As I mentioned, I'll get some mail out your way probably tomorrow. Now, next up, we have, let's see, this one, yeah. I know what this one is. Grab my knife here. If you saw in a recent video, okay, it was Wayne. I was gonna say, I'm like, I think it was Wayne, but I didn't want to misspeak. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Ralph, I use a viewfinder that came with the Lomo LCA wide attachment. It's 20 millimeters close to the M-mount 21 millimeter. That's a good option too. I might look into that, see if that's, I don't know what the most affordable option is for an external viewfinder like that, but we'll see. Because so far the 21 millimeter is tough, but it's been fun so far. So this mail is from the one and only Omar Gonzalez. If you've seen his YouTube videos, I mentioned in a recent video that my FM2 has been on a bit of a trip with Omar. So Omar had mentioned wanting to get into, hey, there he is right there. There's the guy, Omar Gonzalez. He's the man. He mentioned wanting to get back into using film. And so I sent off this FM2 with Omar. Let's see here. Dear Matt, thanks so much for the loaner. It was quite fun. My accountant says I need to stick with digital. P.S. Some 100 for beach day. Oh, nice. I appreciate that, Omar. I sent off a roll of HP5 with the FM2 kit for him, and I've got a roll of Kodacolor 100. This is a film I have not used. There's been a lot of new film over the last couple of years that I just haven't tried, specifically color film especially, but I will definitely use this summer. So big shout out to Omar, and we have here once again, my FM2. It's back, and I sent off the 35mm f2 and the 50mm f1.8. Happy to have these back, and it's actually not the only bit of gear that we're going to be opening up today. So we're going to grab this one here. Now, this was sent in by Don Flynn, a viewer of the channel, and he did ask me to check it out and make sure everything was good before I shared it on stream. So I have opened this one up. I know what's in here. Well, I mean, he told me what he was sending. I recently did a video on the Nikon F2, and Don reached out and said, I have a couple Nikon F2s. One of them isn't getting much use. If you'd like it, I'd be happy to send it over. So what we have in here is, in fact, Don's Nikon F2. He also included a little bit of information and sort of backstory on this camera and this particular lens that he's had, I think, from the 80s, which he said I'm also including the strap that came with it when I bought it in the 80s. And I love these vintage straps, so I was super excited to see that. We have a 28 to 90mm Vivitar lens on here that he said he's had since then, and a Nikon F2, which I'm super excited about. The F2 Titan that I borrowed from my friend Matt Seal for that video, had a lot of fun with that, so super excited to add an F2 to the bag. I did say, however, that, oh, there he is, Don. Don's in the chat. What's up? Appreciate you, Don. Super, super excited about this. I told Don in the email that if I'm not putting it to use, I will definitely find it a good home and pass it on and gift it to somebody, which going over the submissions from the photo assignments over on Discord, I've been kind of going through, well, actually, back here, this table is piled full of camera bags, backpacks, shoulder bags, everything. Gonna try and clear things out, and I thought the photo assignments and everyone that participates, maybe be a good chance to give away some of this stuff for people who are in the Discord. So I'll get to that over on Discord with everybody, but the F2, I'm going to be putting a few rolls through this soon because I really enjoyed using the F2 Titan that Matt Seal sent over. And yeah, really excited about this. I appreciate it, Don. It will be well taken care of. Let me catch up on the chat here. That Kodak 100 is pretty solid. I might slightly prefer the 200, but I'd go back to both. Good looking out. Had a big wobble with film this week. Almost put everything on eBay and got a Ricoh GR, but today has got me back on track. Love to hear that. It's one of those things that, like, if you have an issue, if anything goes wrong in the process, whether it be in shooting the film or developing, even scanning sometimes, depending on what you're working with, can be a headache. I've had many moments like that myself where I think, why am I doing this? Why am I going through all of these extra steps? That's normal, but I have to say, after using my M6 daily this year and developing and mostly staying on track with it so far, fingers crossed, there's just the whole process start to finish. I can't get away from it. I can't, I've tried over the years to stick with a digital setup, or at least the majority of my daily work being digital, and there's just something about it. We all keep coming back. It is what it is. Let's see. David, if the sound is still, are you guys still having issues? Is it across the board? Let me know if the sound is still an issue for you guys. If you haven't tried refreshing the browser, that does seem to fix it for most people. Let me know if that works, though. As long as it gets used, the lens was top of the line when I got it, just heavy as... Yeah, it is a big lens. I was just kind of like messing around with it out here in the barn when I opened it up, and I am excited because it's a zoom lens, but I don't have any lenses that go past 50mm for the f mount. So I think I'm going to be using that pretty soon because I have some ideas for some stuff I want to shoot with a longer lens. So we'll see how that goes. Aren't photographers meant to bully people for shooting with a Nikon, or have I been doing photography wrong? Nikon has always gotten all of the slander, and I won't stand for it. I have some issues getting colors looking correct when using Negative Lab Pro and converting color negative film. Could you show us how you do your conversions on this live stream or a future one? Won't have time today since we have a lot of books and mail to open up. However, I will. I've done videos on the past. If you look up, I think it was with Kodak Gold 200 maybe. I can't remember. I did a video a couple of years ago using Negative Lab Pro and kind of showing my process, though we have talked recently in the Discord, and I think we've talked a little bit on stream. DxO Photolab 9 has a film conversion tool built in, and I was looking today at Capture One. They have a new film conversion tool built into their software as well. Negative Lab Pro will be getting a standalone app, so you won't be tied to just using it as a Lightroom plugin. But I'll try to cover the film conversion in several different softwares just to kind of show not necessarily what's best, because I think it is always going to come down to each personal preference, for each person. However, what I've found so far with DxO Photolab 9, I've been happy with, primarily with black and white film. So I'm curious to see what Capture One is like as well, but we'll see. Speaking of that, I last night canceled my Adobe subscription, so I no longer I think I have access to it for maybe 2 more weeks before the billing period ends. But I canceled my Lightroom, or my whole Adobe subscription in general, because I'm just done. I'm over it. Their practices, their incessant push for AI and monthly payment subscription. In fact, it's hilarious that when you go to cancel, they immediately say, oh, well, here, you can have the next 3 months for free. Don't cancel. We'll just give it to you for free. Because they can obviously afford to do that. But then if you cancel anyway, you have to pay a cancellation fee, which was like $90 or something like that. And just on principle, I went ahead and canceled it and paid the cancellation fee, because that's some absolute dork behavior, in my opinion. So I'm done with Adobe. They can take a walk. So Nikon has captured more glory than most 35 millimeters outside of Leica's. Nikon has had a incredibly storied history, as has Leica. People, I don't know what it is. I really don't. People still have that kind of attitude, but it's whatever. Adobe sucks. What program are you using now? So right now I'm using the DxO Photolab 9. I am going to try a trial of Capture One, because I do want to see what that's like. I tried Capture One years ago and I wasn't a big fan of it, but I think I just didn't give it a ton of time in general. So we'll see. Dork behavior. I'm using that now. Dude, it's absolute dork behavior. That's the only way to put it. Whatever is remaining in your year contract. Yeah. Piss off, Adobe. Have you seen the new Harman color film? It's so neutral and pleasing in tone, it'll compete with Portra. Really? I didn't know that. I haven't tried any of the Harman color film, but I know that the Harman Phoenix behaved a little bit different, especially like with scanning. But I haven't tried it personally, so I'll look into that. Little late today for me. Got caught on my walk talking. Took my FM2 with me. It's a tank. There we go. FM2 brothers. That's what I like to hear. Right on. Appreciate you guys being here. Anthony, my Negative Lab will not save presets. Do you have this issue? I'll be honest, I have never really saved a preset in Negative Lab Pro, so I'm not sure. It's bright turquoise. Okay, I have seen, actually someone in the Discord shared something about that. I thought there was a different film on top of that. So the super wonky colors in some of those films, like Lomo turquoise and purple, all of that kind of stuff. It's never really been my thing. I think it's great that there are options, but I've never been drawn to using it. But I believe it was David who had a photo of like a night scene of some houses with one of those films, and the color fit the vibe like perfectly, and it was super rad. So maybe I will try it at some point now that we're finally getting some decent weather and I can be out a little bit later, and also maybe some night stuff because that's something I haven't done a ton of. Do you ever miss your digital Leicas? I do, but they are too much for me to justify unless I'm using it on a daily basis. Those have been gone for, I'm trying to think when I sold my M11. It's been a while. And when it comes to using a digital camera on a daily basis, if money was no option or no object, I would probably just stick with those. But the thing about being a dad is the more kids you have and the older your kids get, it seems like you have less and less extra money that can be used for just things for fun, things that you enjoy. So that's why I sold mine, because they're expensive, you know? And unless I'm using it consistently, I personally just can't justify it myself. But that's just a me thing. You know what I mean? That's not a knock on the cameras or their capabilities. I loved the M11, probably my favorite digital camera I've ever used, in all honesty. But, you know, for the practicality, I knew when I was getting back into shooting weddings and portrait work and video work, I needed something that could do that. And I wasn't about to buy a new Nikon Z system with the Z8 and lenses for that. I wasn't going to spend all of that money and then just have my M11 sitting there for fun. So I sold the M11 in order to, I sold the M11 when I got the Hasselblad, but I sold that to fund the Z8. So we have some mail right here from none other than Tyler Rice, who is in the chat. So big shout out to Tyler. Looks like we've got, oh, this is sick. We've got some postcards here. Check this out first. I'm so grateful to Harmon for developing a film for those who love taking photos but don't like looking at them afterwards. Absolute cooking them right now. Oh, that was a daytime scene? See, the color, I would have assumed that was like an evening scene. That's wild. Hey, Matt and chat, slow day at work, so I'm jumping on the live. Don't get written up, but I appreciate you being here. I have the chance to get one of those lovely F2 Titan. This one is never used, although the guy have exercised it and says it seems to work. Should be okay, right? Martin, they most like it's probably good. Probably good. I don't want to give you financial advice or purchasing advice, but it should be fine. 1 month, 2 cameras. What's going on? Signing up for more summer camps has me selling cameras every year. See, that's it. Parenting. It is. There's never a limit on the cost of it. You know. Don't mention Leicas. I just bought my early retirement present from KEH, a like new MP with the Point A5 finder. Hell yeah, Don. Enjoy that. That's awesome. Right on. All right, let's check out these postcards here. This is sick. So we've got some Astoria, Oregon, Oregon Coast, Cannon Beach, Oregon Coast, and Crater Lake National Park. That's rad. I appreciate you including these, Tyler. I've always appreciated postcards. I don't collect them or anything, but I always enjoy seeing that, and I want to make postcards of Chillicothe, like a series of postcards of photos from Chillicothe over the years. That's given me a little bit more incentive to do it, so I'm stoked to see those. So we have, Tyler brought this up on a stream recently, I believe. This is, let's see here, Photo du Jour, a picture-a-day journey through the first year of the new millennium, by David Hume Kennerly. I'm not familiar with him, so I'm stoked to see this. Always enjoy finding new people. Let's see. By the way, guys, I went through Eurostar security today, and they hand-checked my film rather than putting it through the deep fryer. Nice. I've heard that outside of the U.S., the request for a hand check doesn't go as frequently, like, smoothly or granted at all. So that's encouraging to hear. Let's see here. Got the forward. Let's see. How long is the prologue? Okay, I was going to read the prologue here, but it looks a little long. So we got January starting out. Looks like we've got a little bit of a kind of context month to month, it looks like. Yeah, I was going to say, is that John McCain? Damn, a photo a day in a book like this. A lot of people do like a 365 project. I tried once with Instax Film, and I fell off a lot faster than I would have liked. I think I might have made it to like May or June, and it was just getting too much. I found myself taking photos that I really didn't care about that much, and it was more about just getting the photo rather than really taking my time with it. That's rad. Kennelly won the Pulitzer for covering. I can remember him when I was a teenager covering the Ford White House with an M4 and M5. Damn. That's rad. I'm assuming it's all, yeah, looks like it's all black and white. I like that. I wonder if it's because I'm rail and not airplane. That might have something to do with it. Hi, Matt. Greetings from Russia. Thanks for your streams. Thanks to you, I have the opportunity to explore various photo books that are unavailable in our country. I love to hear that. That's what the streams are all about. Sharing books that I have, that other people send in, and just providing a little bit more access. I didn't have a photo book store or anything like that around me. There was a Barnes & Noble an hour away. That was my my only real access to photo books, so I appreciate that. Yes, I'm old. No, Don, you're not old. You're just a seasoned vet, you know? That's all it is. Not old. It's a big book. Still haven't finished looking through my copy. I appreciate books like that take some time, too. Sometimes when you get a book and you flip through it really quickly, I don't know. I like books that take a little bit more time to digest sometimes. all, all black and white, one Harman Azure. There's a good variety of stuff in here too, though. Like political coverage, some more abstract stuff, street photography. That's a good one there. I was trying to think. I was just a young buck in 2000. I turned 10 in the year 2000, so I wasn't voting, but 2000 was election year. Hell yeah. Kids lining up for the ice cream truck. That's rad. Danny Clinch was just on the Photo Banner podcast, and it was such a great interview. I'm sure it was. I'm going to have to check that out. Shout out to Alex from the Photo Banner. He's the man. Always great interviews. Really great guests, too. He's had so many, like, really, really heavy guests on there. I haven't listened to that one yet, though. This is a good reminder of, we talk about it from time to time, sort of not knowing what to shoot or feeling like you don't have anything in front of you to photograph. I like seeing, the combination of like big, important, historical kind of stuff, covering politics, but also just covering daily life and just whatever you see that catches your eye. Well, here looks like we've got a point of view photo here. Opposite page, top right. Nick and Jack checking out my leg after knee operation. Kids just waiting there. Dad, you done? Can you get up yet? That's how that one reads to me. Matthew, love how unique each page layout is. Yeah, that's cool too. I like that, seeing that there's no set, consistent, format. Everything you can kind of change it from spread to spread based on the photos. Like this one, if it were printed smaller, that wouldn't necessarily, not that that would make it bad, but certain photos you want to give a little bit more real estate on the page, This guy traveled all over from coast to coast every week. It looks like it. Yeah, there's such a wide variety here. I missed the price of gas in 2000. Oh, man. Yeah, right now I'm curious what the gas prices are going to be here soon with everything going on. It's chaos. AJ, on my way to scan these Instax. Brother, do you think we have time to scan your Instax film right now in the middle of this live stream? In all seriousness, AJ, come over this week and we'll do it. Great photo, but why did he call his knees Nick and Jack? We've all got names, Like Tom and Nick Mysterio. Shout out anyone who gets that reference. What is a good starting point or point of thought / view to start a new photo project in your personal opinion? Start with what you know. Start with what you know and what you're already interested in or already around. If you're starting out on something like that, like your first project, it can feel overwhelming because it feels like, not for everybody maybe, but for a lot of people that I've talked to, and myself included, it can feel like, well, I need to reinvent the wheel in order to make something. This has already been done. That's already been done. It's not about that. It's not about doing something that no one has ever done before. It's about doing what you've never done before. You know what I mean? So start with what you're naturally interested in or what's around you, and just start making photos, a lot of them, and spend time with the photos. See what you're really resonating with and what you're gravitating towards each time you go out and shoot, and you'll start to find some of those recurring themes in there. I love this one as well. See, this is rad, seeing his own personal family work mixed in here, which obviously a photo a day, it's, that it makes sense. I would assume no one is strictly working every single day, especially if they have kids. So I'm glad to see that kind of stuff being in here. Oh my God, Greg says, actually, I think I remember in 2000 gas was 99 cents. Woof. Man, I do remember when I had my first truck. It was a little Ford Ranger, and $20 would pretty much take care of filling up my tank. If I remember right, he was working for Time in 2000. What's neat is odds are these were all using Tri-X. I was kind of wondering about that because 2000, like, that's a little early to be, if I remember right. You all could speak more on that than I could, but if I remember right, 2000, in terms of digital cameras, the options were probably pretty limited there. I'm so getting an EV ASAP. Done with these gas prices. I feel it, man. My Nissan Titan is paid off, and I don't have a car payment at all on that, so I'm gonna be driving that thing until it falls apart. But whenever that time comes, I could see myself going electric at that route. Hopefully by then, hopefully there's many more years that I won't have a truck payment. I'm hoping that Nissan, lasts me a long, long time. But hopefully by then the prices for EV is a little better than what they are today. But again, like anything, it's hard to tell at this point what that'll even look like. I'm 32. I miss $20 fill ups and have a Tacoma. Yeah, man, the gas prices. I think I filled up for about 68, maybe $70 a couple of days ago, and I wasn't quite on E, but I was close to it. It's tough. I have my first car payment after driving a 2005 since 2017. Yeah, I had a little Ford Focus. After I had that Ranger, I got a Ford Focus, and I drove that for, I think, 12 years and never had any issues with it, but sort of outgrew it with the family. It was like a clown car trying to load the kids in the back seat and in the car seats and everything. So that's when I went with the truck, and I'm glad I did. I've found many, many times over the last maybe 7 years that I've been driving that truck, where having that truck bed has been pretty handy. Oh yeah, AJ. I'm also 32 and own a Tacoma. Yeah, AJ is a Toyota boy. I forgot. I forgot about that, AJ. He says, "What happened to the tail light on the Focus?" Yeah, I never had an issue with the car getting me from point A to point B, but AJ had an issue once with a crack in a sidewalk when he was skating in front of my old apartment and smacked his face off of the tail light on that Focus. I had to get a new bulb for that one. I forgot about that. I can still picture it clear as day, too. That's incredible. My 2005 Acura had body damage, split leather. Took it to 177 before I got rid of it. Hell yeah. I can't get the image of AJ smacking his face off the taillight out of my head now. Hell yeah. 2001 Toyota Corolla still going. Ugliest car in the hood. I love it. Someone else I think it was Ray in the Discord, one of his photos for the submission for photo assignments was an old car that had damage, and you could see where some repairs were made just to keep it going, and that was sort of the discussion around a lot of the memories tied to that one individual vehicle, and how much that means to somebody, and seeing them continuing to keep it going for that long. That's amazing. Yeah, this is super cool. I really dig this one. This is refreshing because, like I said, sometimes the photo a day challenges, they can start to feel repetitive. Obviously, when you're covering a lot of stuff for work as well, that's gonna definitely help keep things going. But I really like seeing all the mix of everything in there, and also these like month pages, sort of a mini contact sheet in a way. Let's take the Titan off-roading. If I mess up my one vehicle, I am going to be letting several members of my family down by not having reliable transportation. I cannot take that thing off-roading. I'll drive it to where you go off-roading and I'll take photos of that, but there's no way. That's awesome. Yeah, this is super cool. I appreciate you sending this one, Tyler. Oh, that's rad. That's a good one of the kids playing, jumping on the bed, paired with the person jumping into the water. Hell yeah. Super cool. There he is right there. Let's see if we can get a little ID on the camera. Looks like he's holding a Mamiya 7 in there, in that photo. That's a Mamiya 7. No idea what, how much, if any, cameras changed throughout shooting for this. A lot of people, especially back then, all film different formats and everything. This is super rad. I appreciate you sending this one in, Tyler. That's awesome. Toyotas are indestructible. Yeah, that's the thing. I've got several friends who are all Toyota truck people, and mostly older Toyotas. Even though I'm sure the new ones are probably solid as well. A lot of people that I know really go for the older Toyota trucks. All right, we got a couple more zines here. This one is from Christopher Smith. Christopher, if you're here in the chat on the live stream, let us know. What are your thoughts on medium format film, Matt? It's great. I don't have any medium format cameras at the moment. I really enjoy medium format, but it's one of those things where I know on a daily basis I'm going to be using my M6 more, or just a 35 millimeter camera in general more. Wasn't always the case. When I first started shooting medium format, had an RB67, then got a Hasselblad, then got a Pentax, and just kind of went down that rabbit hole. And medium format is really fun specifically because of all the different aspect ratios that you get with different cameras, whether you're shooting 6x6 or 6x7. 645 is a little bit closer to the 2x3. It's still not the same aspect ratio as a 35 millimeter, but you're going to get more photos per roll on a 645. I personally would usually stick with 6x6 or 6x7. I love 6x7. I feel like I'm mostly, well, Surveyor was all medium format. That was all shot with a Pentax 6.7 II. And Friend of Mine was all 35 millimeter. That was all shot with my M6. So you're going to get different looks. You're going to get higher quality and resolution out of a medium format. You're also going to have the fun of using not only the different aspect ratio, but just the way the cameras operate. You're composing differently. You're using the camera differently. If you're using a waist level finder, that instantly changes how you see things because you're shooting from a lower perspective. It's just a different experience. So thoughts on it overall, medium format is super fun. I don't have any medium format cameras at the moment, but I'm sure one of these days I will get back to it. Let's see here. So we got this photo right here, and we have a zine as well, Rhapsody in Green. Let me read what this says here. Let's see. How's that hair hanging? I'm Chris from Minneapolis. Yeah, that Minneapolis. We're holding our own up here, even though the weather has been in the negative 10 below zero range for the past week. But no matter how cold it gets, Minnesotans will show up for America and for what is right and just. Hell yeah. It might not be the best time to release my new zine, but what the hell do we need a momentary distraction from all the chaos and dark, angry feelings everyone has been having, not only here but around the country. This zine was created last summer as a part of a Ted Forbes Zoom class dedicated to zine creation. Shout out to Ted Forbes, super nice guy and a legend in the YouTube space. I followed both of you and Ted's YouTube channels for the past 10 years or so. I also had the chance to get together with him in 2023. Had a great time with him and his wife Nicole at the opening of the Richard Avedon exhibition at the Amon Carter Museum in Fort Worth. My zine Rhapsody in Green is obviously all about the color green, incorporating film-based photographs from all different points in my life. Great attention has been paid to the design and layout of the spreads. It was a fun journey and can't wait to begin the next one. Until next time, I share the same sentiments, Chris. I can't say that on stream, but right there with you, brother. Let's check this out right here, Rhapsody in Green. I'm also going to raise the desk up a little bit, get a little bit closer. That's awesome. Super cool. Is that Art of Photography? Yes, Ted Forbes, Art of Photography. A legend. Christopher Smith, Rhapsody in Green 2025. Oh, wow, I love that. That's sick. Hell yeah. Oh, that's cool. I'm assuming that definitely looks like a throwback, like a personal family photo mixed in there. That's rad. Great pairing there. Kind of going across the spread from photo to photo. Got a Polaroid in here, maybe Instax Square. Yeah, that's rad. That's sick. Big wheel paired with the car. Oh, that's a super good one. See the person there. Yeah, this is sick. I love seeing the family stuff tied in there. That shadow on the basketball hoop on the garage door there. Sick. This is rad. This is making me want to shoot more color. And now I've got that roll of Kodacolor 100 to get me going. Rad. Artist website, recordofexistence.com. Printed by Mixam. So we talk a lot about different options for printing zines. Printed by Mixam here. I've got several zines that have been printed by Mixam. I've never printed with them myself, but I've definitely been considering them for future zines. And yeah, this turned out really good. I love the color too. That's sick. That's not like what I would traditionally think of when I think of a photo zine, is something like that. And that's all the better. That's rad. Chris, if you're seeing this, whether it be on the replay or anything, I appreciate you sending this in. That's super cool. Those adult big wheels made to drift are mighty tempting. Our neighbor, one of Elliot's good friends, he's got one of those. It's made for kids, but it's one of those real low seat kind of drifters, and he'll just rip that thing through the driveway, and it looks like a lot of fun. I don't want to try it myself because I'd break it, but this one here, it says Kina on the front here. So we'll see who Kina is when we open this up, but I dig the little photo sticker on the front of the mail as well. That's rad. All right. Hey, Matt, hope you dig the new zine. Thanks for the inspiration and community you built. Adios, Kina. Well, thank you, Kina. If you're here watching the stream, let us know in the chat. KinaPhoto.com. This one is 83 of 100. Join the club. Let me raise this back up here. No shortcuts with the screenshot of Apple Maps. Assuming this is the regular route. where these photos were made in New York. Love that. That's super cool. Coast to coasting, never ghosting. This is sick. I dig this kind of stuff, where it's not just the work itself. Feels very like what you think of when you think of a zine. You know what I mean? Looks like some photo or some could be possibly a scan of, you know, a physical print here taped on. Make things, make mistakes. Minor Threat shirt. Shout out Minor Threat. Not grounded, not dead. That's sick. Dog digging up a grave. Fashion is my passion. Kid here with an incredible fit on. NYC Days, Brooklyn Nights. A Pirate's Life for Me. Art Brain. Hell yeah. At first, I saw the dreads. I thought that was Drake. Drake Johnson. Which it might. Is that Drake? San Francisco. Oh, that's sick. Fisheye looks like from underneath where they're jumping. That's perfect for a full spread like this. That's rad. The future. It's so sick. I like this photo being printed over top of this photo as well. Matt Knight lives in a skyline Manhattan, has no kids, and patterns his shooting style after Bruce Gilden. Oh my God, I could never. I could. Matt Knight, maybe. I think I've talked about it before. I had a teacher who every day during roll call for attendance, she would say Matt Knight to herself. Not even like loud enough for the class to hear. She'd just be going through the list and she'd, Matt Knight? Just cracked herself up every day. Clock is ticking. We need more together, more now, more human. Use your head, your hands, and your heart. Fewer excuses, more road trips. No fate but what we make. No reality but what we create. I'll see you around. This is like, if you could bottle up the energy from this one, like that's fun. I really, really dig this. Keena, if you're seeing this on the stream, on the replay, or if you're here watching, thank you for sending this in. This is super sick. I like the DIY sort of handmade feel to a lot of these layouts and everything. That's super fun. And it's full of encouragement and something that a lot of people need, not just in photography, but in general. This is really rad. I dig this one a lot. Hey, Jack Meyer in the chat. This is cool. Jack is in the Discord. He's one of the channel members, and I just want to give a quick shout out to Jack. We looked at a book he made here on stream when he sent it in probably several months ago. And for the photo assignment where we all went out and shot photos with the same sort of prompt in mind, Jack went the extra mile and not only did that, but made a small booklet of the photos with darkroom prints from the assignment in the book itself, just a one of one, and just absolutely one-upped all of us on the photo assignment. So big shout out to Jack for doing that. That made my day to see this morning. Who is the photographer? This is Keena, KeenaPhoto.com. So that's all we know. Keena, KeenaPhoto.com. Check that out, because yeah, this is a good one. Chris Glass, what's going on, man? Good to hear from you. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. I believe that is all of the mail that we got. A lot of mail this week, which is exciting. I appreciate everybody that sent some stuff in. As per last week's request, I want to share Polaroids by Raymond Molinar. So we'll dig into that in just a minute. I already opened it up because it wasn't really a book someone sent in, but Angie from the Discord, I loaned my copy of Contact High to her. That's another thing that's been fun about the Discord and the channel members, just being able to share books with people and let them spend some time with it. So I got Contact High back. That's another really, really good book. I don't know if we've looked at it on stream together, but it's a good one. It's a Vicky Toback, A Visual History of Hip Hop. So you're seeing a lot of contact sheets of photographs of different hip hop artists over the years. Super good. Thanks for putting me on the assignment. I love a project with a deadline. I am finding that to be pretty helpful for myself as well. Having a deadline and some accountability for all of us to go out and shoot, that definitely helps me going. Keep me going. Just bought a copy of Martin Salter's new book, and I'm looking forward to getting it. I'm not familiar with Martin Salter. What's the book title? I'll look into that one. Let's take a look at this one right here. All right, we got these stickers, looks like, too, that came with that zine. So these are going to go on the toolbox back here behind me for sure. That's rad. This is Polaroids by Raymond Molinar. If that name rings a bell, you are probably a skateboarder or have been at some point in your life. This is Polaroids from 2007 to 2018. Says, for my son, Towns Marshall. I don't know if all of the book is made with Polaroid Time Zero. I remember Ray shooting a lot of that film and you know, just kind of talking about how much he loved Time Zero film from Polaroid back then. It's rad. The kids, most likely his parents there, I'm guessing. But the color is really, really unique to that particular film from that time. It's also really clean layout. Like every spread is just the Polaroid, the same, and it's like reproduced the same size that, you know, as if the Polaroid was sitting right here, just on the page as well. Martin Salter's book is called On the Edge. He's a bit like Martin Parr, but not just because of the first name thing. Right on. I'll look into that one. I appreciate it. I can't remember who was asking about Polaroid books last week. So whoever that was, I hope you're here, or I hope you get a chance to catch the replay at the very least. But it's a fun one, especially with that particular film stock, everything kind of having that same color palette, which is just, it's hard to get the same kind of colors nowadays with just a completely different formula for making the film. Whoop. Hope YouTube didn't see that. Time Zero is unbelievable. The closest impossible project to that was the PX70 Color Shade Cool. Man, I am so glad you brought that up. The what was it, SX70 or PX70 Color Protection? I believe it was 2013. there was like, as the Impossible Project was growing and updating their formula and getting better, the PX70 color protection I was such a big fan of. And a lot of the photos that are going to end up in my Polaroid book will definitely be photos made with that film. It just had such a good color palette to it. Yeah, man, it just so much fun. I loved that film. There goes the replay. I hope not, man. I didn't think about it. I haven't looked at this one in a while. I didn't think there was anything in here, but I didn't think to check and flag any pages. So we'll see. Wires crossed has got me on parole with YouTube, so I've got to watch what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'll be locked out for a week and won't be able to stream or upload or post anything. So this one right here probably would have been fine, but I'm not taking any chances now because now I really am wondering. No, it was a woman that didn't have a top on. It wasn't like you know, erotic or graphic photo at all, but still, YouTube could still be not a fan of that. So just to be safe, we'll see. Which is kind of crazy that literally just a quick view of something like that gets flagged, but I've seen some pretty horrendous things all over YouTube and social media in general, like people losing their lives in the middle of the street, and seemingly no issue with that. But you see a photo of someone, you know, like that, and YouTube is like, hey, knock it off. Maybe the guy that looks at asses has the day off from YouTube. That's what I'm curious about. I'm wondering if it's all just by, you know, like it's an AI program that is checking this kind of stuff, or if it's an actual person seeing it, but Matt Knight would never. I need to come up with an actual alter ego of Matt Knight and make some videos from that perspective and just be completely unhinged. If YouTube keeps pushing me, I might end up that way. We'll see. Not sure about monetization, but nudity, especially in terms of art and so on, is okay. At least YouTube says so. That's what I thought. But I have monetization turned off on all of my streams. Like there are no ad breaks or anything. I always make sure to turn monetization off on my streams specifically, so that there's no interruption and we can just be, you know, there's no break in the conversation or hanging out here. But who knows? The ass inspector never takes a holiday. Matt Knight really loves AI. Look, if we're going complete opposite of me, if that's what the alter ego is, yeah, they would be taking all of the Adobe and AI program bags that a lot of creators are taking these days, which is really unfortunate. I have turned so many nonsense AI program, like AI softwares, that people have emailed me like, hey, we love your video on whatever, and they just copy and paste the title of whatever the latest video is. You know, it's not someone who genuinely watches my videos and thinks it would be a good fit. It's the same kind of cold call bullshit that gets passed on. And so many of them, it's like, what about me do you think I would want to make a video about AI? It doesn't track at all. Did they let you appeal the strike? I think there's an option to appeal, but I had a copyright thing with one of the like royalty-free programs that I use to get music. I've had issues with that before where You can appeal, if something can't be monetized or if something gets removed or like the audio completely gets removed. I've done that before and tried to appeal it and showed that I have like a subscription to Epidemic Sound. I think back then it might have been MusicBed or Artlist. I can't remember. But now I use Epidemic Sound, but I rarely even use it. I mostly just use it for other projects, not my YouTube videos, because despite having all of that synced to my YouTube account so that it doesn't flag things, I'll still get videos flagged over copyright with music. So I usually don't even mess with music in general. But it is what it is. So no, I haven't appealed anything on that one. It might say that I have an option to, but I don't have much faith in that whole process altogether. Matt Knight also has a buzz cut. I was Googling the other day how long your hair has to be to donate to Locks of Love. Not that I'm thinking about cutting my hair off, but for many, many years, that was what I did. I would just buzz my head every other week. And I miss it sometimes. I'm not going to lie. Most of the time, I've got my hair pulled up anyway, so it's not really much of an issue. But I'm wondering how this summer is going to go. Once the humidity really sets in, it might be time. We'll see. Greg, I bet you Matt Knight has knives and skulls in his profile. Yeah, dude, real into pirates and selling stuff. I heard Locks of Love makes the recipients pay for the wigs. Really? For real? When they're already... that's super whack. Dry shave time. It would be kind of fun to buzz my head and completely shave my face, and I would look like I'm 9 years old again without any facial hair, but I think Elliot's out in the driveway. It's finally nice out, and we'll probably be spending some time in the driveway. We just had a fire this afternoon, and it's one of the perks of working at the shop, all of the cutoffs and like small cutoffs. There's plenty of scrap wood that my boss was going to throw out, and I'm like, I'll just take that home. You never know. I can't part with much scrap wood getting tossed out, but the small cutoffs from the miter, a lot of that stuff has been fuel for the fire, so that's been good. We had a cold winter, so the summer is going to be brutal. It's what I got a feeling. I think it's going to be tough. We've had nothing but heavy rain for the past week. I'm going to have to do a ton of cleanup along the ditch that runs through the side of our yard, where so much debris from the woods back here has all ended up floating out into the yard, and it's going to take a few days to get all that cleaned up. Found a tire. A tire showed up that floated through from somewhere. So I'm going to be working on that probably this week, because it looks like we're finally going to get a little bit of break in the rain. Tyler, that's some dork behavior on Locks of Love. I fully agree. Absolute dork behavior. Matt Knight, very fedora coated. I want more snow and an even longer ski season. No, we're done with snow, Matt. We're all done with that. I don't want any more snow, no ice, none of that. Yeah, 60 degrees today. Yeah, it feels great. Which, speaking of, with the kids out there in the driveway, we're past the 1 hour mark now as it is. This one flew by with all the mail. If anyone has any last minute questions or anything that you want to shout out before we close out the stream for this week, now would be the time to do it before I get out there in the driveway with the kids. Probably take this 21 millimeter out while I'm out there. Actually, I mostly just use this like on a walk, kind of roaming around town between appointments a couple of days ago, and then it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I took it out and shot with it a little bit. Ended up putting my 35 back on there for the photos that I was like really excited about. But looking at the 21 millimeter from that same scene didn't work the same way in comparison to the photos I got at that same spot with the 35. But it's been fun, and looking at the photos now for the first time from the M6 at least, it's given me some ideas for how I want to use the lens for the next couple of rolls. Pete, thanks for hanging, man. Good seeing you as always. I'll catch up with you on the Discord this evening. Can we have the Matt Knight stream next week? Listen, if I can come up with a full, like, if I can really commit to an alter ego and fully change everything, that would be fun to do a stream as a different person. I would have a lot of fun with that. Also, Pete just gifted you a membership. Hell yeah. Shout out to Pete. Join us over on the Discord. Go over to the community tab. Once you're a channel member, on the community tab, you'll see the Discord invite link. Join us over there. It's a good time. We just wrapped up our first photo assignment, so probably this week we will make a poll, and all of us will vote on what the next assignment will be. And I've got some ideas. I'm going to be pulling some stuff from the Photographer's Playbook from Aperture, as well as Photo No-Nos. Those have got some fun little prompts and ideas in there, and I want to incorporate some of those into the photo assignments as well. So have a good night, off to sleep, and work another week. Hey, appreciate you being here, Martin. Take care over there. Halloween Matt Knight stream. That might be a good idea. It might be good to save it for Halloween and just fully commit. That'll give me time to build out the character. I would have too much fun with that. Just finished scanning my first roll from the GA645. Success. Hell yeah. Love to hear it. That's always looked like a fun one to me. Now my silly comments truly have gravitas as a channel member. Absolutely. Yes, they do. Welcome. Make sure you join over there. There's an introductions. Is it called a channel? One of the tabs on the side of the Discord. I don't know all the terminology for what different things are, but one of the tabs on there we've got for introductions. So anytime someone joins, they can share a little bit about themselves, who they are, what they're shooting. And Pete with another gifted membership. Pete, you're the man. One more before I leave. Pete, I appreciate you, man. The server, the community, all of it wouldn't be what it was without you. I appreciate you, brother. So yeah. Tame the beast. Join us over there. I shall attempt to join, but my Discord might be. See what you can do. Try and figure it out. Reach out to one of us. Me, Pete, David, someone can help you get it straightened out, I'm sure, if you're having issues with it, because we'd love to have you over there. It's a lot of fun, and you'll be able to join us for the next photo assignment. All right. Hell yeah. I'll see you in a bit over there as well, Pete. Thank you, everybody, for joining us again this week. This was a fun one, all the mail that we got to open up. For all the channel members, I'll catch up with you over on Discord. For everybody else, I will see you guys here next week, next Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, if you have any other questions or anything that you want to send in before next week, shoot me an email, leave a comment, do whatever you need to do. Just get a hold of me, and we'll see you back here then. Rad Jack says, Photographer's Playbook is great. I actually met Jason Fulford back in November and talked in the park for a while about photo books and his publishing career. Super nice guy. That's really encouraging to hear, because I like Jason Fulford's work and thoughts on photography as well. Anytime you get a chance to meet these people in the real life, real world, and they're just regular people, that's a plus for me. So, hell yeah. Yeah, join us over there, man. Join us on the Discord. Make sure you join over there on the community tab for the invite link, and we'll see you over there. Tyler, thanks again for sending in the book. I appreciate it. I think, who was it? Midwestern Visions. Pretty sure he was asking about keeping an eye out for this one. If you're still watching, I'd be happy to send this one over to you. Just get a hold of me over on Discord, and I'll share it with you. All right, that's it for this one. Appreciate everybody. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe. Be good to one another. And I'll see y'all next week.